Welcome to the October 17th, 2017 Yukon City Council and Municipal Authority meetings held in the Centennial Building, 12 South 5th Street, Yukon, Oklahoma. This evening, our invocation will be presented by Pastor Tim Bayer of the Grace Episcopal Church, followed by the flag salute. Reverend Bayer.
Good evening. Let us pray. Most holy and gracious God, we give you thanks for gathering us together tonight as citizens and as a city council. We ask that you would bless this meeting and the time together. Bless our council and those making decisions and holding authority, that they may, please give them a discerning heart, that they may guide us and our community to continue to thrive and grow and to live into all that you have in store for us. So bless us and our community, our families, our businesses, that we might continue to grow and to be the people you've called us to be. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
McCarran.
Here.
Smeisterla.
Here.
Russell.
Here.
Alberts. Yonda.
Here.
Okay. Mr. Shivers, do we have any stations?
None this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. This is our visitor section of the meeting where visitors can come forward and address the council on a non-agended item. Do we have any folks to speak this evening?
I have no paperwork.
Okay, is there anyone here that does wish to come and speak this evening? Seeing none, we will now recess as the Yukon City Council and reconvene as the Yukon Municipal Authority. Item 1A on the YMA consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so the Yukon Municipal Authority, by unanimous consent, can designate those routine items they wish to be approved by one motion. If an item does not meet with the approval of all of the authority members, that item will be heard in regular order. Item 1A, the city manager recommends a motion to approve A, the minutes of the regular meeting of October the 3rd, 2017, B, payment of material claims in the amount of $29,791.64. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Yonda.
Yes.
Russell.
Yes.
McCarran.
Yes.
Smeisterla.
Yes.
Item 2A, consider and take action with respect to the resolution YMA 2017-06, a resolution authorizing the Yukon Municipal Authority, the authority, to issue its sales tax revenue note, taxable series 2017B, in the aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $5.9 million. The 2017B note, waiving competitive bidding and authorizing the 2017B note to be sold at the price of par by negotiated sale within the limits provided by Title 60, Oklahoma Statutes, Section 176, authorizing and approving documents, procedures, and payments related to the issuance of the 2017B note, providing that the trust indenture shall be subject to the provisions of the 2017B note, authorizing and directing the execution of the 2017B note and other documents relating to the transaction, including professional services agreements and containing other provisions relating thereto. And I think, John, we have, are you going to get up and read the bids? Okay. Thank you, sir.
We sent out proposals for bids last week and received 3 back. The highest bid was from Bank First. It was 4.575 that could be callable anytime. The second bid was an indication-only bid from BB&T. They're the ones that bought your last financing. And it came in at 4.34. And the lowest bid came from Bank of Oklahoma at 4.19, and it has no call provisions.
Thank you, sir. I think at this time, we probably need to read, do we need to read the ordinance at this time, or do we? All right, so we'll go back then okay. So I guess I need a motion, please, on that.
I make a motion that we go with BOK at 4.19%.
Okay? Well, I need a motion first and a second before we
Oh, okay.
discuss.
I make a motion to.
We have a motion.
Yeah, I have a motion, are you second?
I'm second.
All right, so a motion and a second. And now we're open for discussion.
Okay. So we now make the recommendation?
Yes.
Okay, I recommend that we go with a BOK at 4.19%.
Okay. All right, yes,
John Michael Williams, your bond counsel. The resolution that you're about to consider, at the time it was delivered to you on Friday, it had blanks as
Right.
to who the purchaser of the bonds would be and what the interest rate would be. And that sale occurred today, so we now have that information. So, and I've prepared resolutions for both bidders. And so, if it's the will of the council that you choose the low bid of the Bank of Oklahoma, then I have a resolution that's all filled in that says that. And I might just hand that out.
okay. So we need to go ahead, though, and approve this first, and then we'll get to item 4, where we'll read the resolution at that time. Is that correct?
Yes, I think I should hand out this resolution, which now has the blanks filled in. And that's what you're really voting on, is the resolution. So
Okay. So do you want to read that now, then? And
it's
since
not necessary to read this one.
okay.
As you can see on
Counselor, is that, are we in order here as far?
I think you're fine.
Okay.
this is the resolution
With the resolution with the blanks filled in.
to Bank of Oklahoma. And it so specifies that it's Bank of Oklahoma.
Thank you.
And it specifies the interest rate, and they were the low bidder. So your motion is really to approve this resolution.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
McCarron,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Russell.
Yes.
Okay. We will now adjourn as the YMA and reconvene as the Yukon City Council. Item 1 on the consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so the City Council, by unanimous consent, can designate those routine items they wish to be approved by one motion. If an item does not meet with the approval of all the council members, that item will be heard in regular order. The city manager recommends a motion that will approve: A, the minutes of the regular meeting of October the 3rd, 2017. B, payment of material claims in the amount of $567,959.17. C, the renewal of the interlocal governmental cooperation agreement with the City of Piedmont, providing after-hours emergency dispatch services for the term of July 1, 2017 through June 30, 2018, at a rate of $3,878.09 per month. And D, setting the date for the next regular council meeting for November the 7th, 2017, at 7 p.m. in the council chambers of the Centennial Building, 12 South Fifth Street. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
I have a question.
Yes,
How do
ma'am.
we determine the amount from the city of Piedmont? How's that?
Mr. Crosby?
Many years ago, when I was in Piedmont, the city had provided dispatch services and had been doing it for a long time. There was discussion because they did not pay enough to really cover a dispatcher for the city, to cover that person that worked in the evenings, because that's all they dispatch for, is the evenings and weekends for Piedmont. So the city at that time of Yukon offered the city of Piedmont a contract that said we would pay for a dispatcher and determine what that pay for that dispatcher and benefits were. That amount was set, and then it was agreed that they would pay 5% additional cost each year for throughout the contract time limit, at which time it can be renegotiated. And that's how that it was arrived at.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Vote, please.
Russell,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda.
Yes.
Item 2, reports of boards and commissions and city officials. Mr. Crosby?
Yes, sir. We've had some questions in regards to the water tower off Vandament with the Garth Brooks name on it. The water's running out of it. People were questioning why we were wasting water. The Public Works Director reported to me that we're required every few years to drain that tower, go inside, clean the tower, and do any repairs that needed to be done. And this is the reason it's being done. The water's shut off coming in, but we have to drain the tower, we have to go inside, clean it, and do whatever repairs needed to be done. And that is the reason for the water that is coming out of the tower, running across the road, is we're draining the tower so we can complete that work.
Okay. There was a suggestion made, I guess, to me, that wasn't there something we could do with that water besides running it down the street?
I'm questioning the Public Works Director on that very thing, about how much we utilize. We don't fill it all the way up. When we do this, we try to get as much water out of the tower as possible before we shut that water off and drain it. And, you know, I don't know how much more we could save, but I'm asking him what could be done with that water. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll get something in the future on that, maybe?
We will give a report back to you.
Okay, thank you. Item 3, consider and take action with respect to the resolution 2017-17, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Yukon, Yukon Municipal Authority, the authority, issuing its sales tax revenue note. Taxable Series 2017B in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $5.9 million, referred to as the note 2017B note, waiving competitive bidding and authorizing the 2017B note to be sold at a price of par value by negotiated sale within the limits provided by Title 60 Oklahoma Statutes, Section 176, ratifying and confirming a sales tax agreement, providing security for the 2017B note, providing that the trust indenture shall be subject to the provisions of the 2017B note, authorizing and directing the execution of documents and procedures related to the issuance of the 2017B note, and containing other provisions related hereto.
Mr. Mayor, this is a companion document to the item that that YMA considered just a bit ago, and I've prepared a resolution for the City Council that has Bank of Oklahoma filled in and the applicable interest rate. So I'm going to hand out that resolution to you now. It's, of course, the same resolution that was in your packet. It just includes the interest rate, and it includes the name of the purchaser. Bank of
Right.
Oklahoma. And then should there be a motion to approve, it would be a motion to approve this resolution.
Okay, so, read the material. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
McCarron.
Yes. Item 4. And John, Michael, you want to get up again and go ahead and read the item 4 and the accompanying ordinance?
Item 4 also relates to the note that we've been talking about issuing and that you've just approved. And there's an ordinance required, and the ordinance must be read. So unless Mr. Williams, the city engineer, would like to read it.
No, sir.
Okay. I propose to read it, sir. Okay. And I'm going to read the title, and when I do, I'm going to add the phrase "not to exceed" before the $5,900,000, which is consistent with other authorizations that we've done.
Right, and
Okay.
that's also what's in the agenda.
Yes, per the agenda.
Right.
Ordinance number 1349, an ordinance amending section 2-137B of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Yukon by determining that certain obligations, including the Yukon Municipal Authority Sales Tax Revenue Note Series 2017B in the aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $5,900,000, do not exceed debt limitations, repealing all conflicting ordinance provisions, and declaring an emergency. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Yukon, Oklahoma, Section 1, the Code of Ordinances of the City of Yukon is hereby amended by amending the existing language of Section 2-137B, which new Section 2-137B is set out in its entirety below, to wit, item B, the following bonds and indebtedness are conclusively determined to be within and not to exceed the limitations of Section 2-137A or any debt limitation of the Code of Ordinances or the Charter of the City, and any conflicting provisions of the Code of Ordinances of the City are modified to the extent necessary to fully validate the following. Number 1, Yukon Municipal Authority Sales Tax and Utility System Revenue and Refunding Bonds, Series 2012, in the aggregate principal amount of $6,500,000. Number 2, Yukon Municipal Authority Sales Tax and Utility System Revenue and Refunding Bonds, Series 2013, in the aggregate principal amount of $8,500,000. Number 3, Yukon Municipal Authority Sales Tax Revenue Note, Series 2015A, in the aggregate principal amount of $9,520,000. Item 4, Yukon Municipal Authority Sales Tax Revenue Note, Series 2015B, in the aggregate principal amount of $5,805,000. Item 5, Yukon Municipal Authority Sales Tax Revenue Note, Series 2017, in the aggregate principal amount of $10 million. Item 6, Yukon Municipal Authority Revenue Note, Series 2017, in the principal amount of $380,000. And of course, all of the items that I just read, that's previously issued indebtedness. No actions being taken to approve new indebtedness tonight, except the item we just approved, and that's item 7, Yukon Municipal Authority Sales Tax Revenue Note, Taxable Series 2017B, in the aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $5,900,000. And Section 2, repeal all provisions of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Yukon which are inconsistent with the foregoing are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict, it being intended that the foregoing ordinance shall supersede and modify any conflicting provisions contained in the Code of Ordinances of the City of Yukon. Section 3, emergency, where it is necessary for the immediate preservation of peace, health, and safety of the citizens and residents of the City of Yukon, Oklahoma, that the foregoing ordinance be enacted, and that the provisions of this ordinance become effective immediately, an emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect immediately from and after its passage and approval as provided by law. Passed and approved this 17th day of October, 2017.
Thank you, John Michael. That being said, do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Any other discussion?
Yeah, you might just, Mr. Crosby, might refresh the public what these are for, this bond is for.
Yes, Councilman Russell, I think the public needs to, we've explained this, would like to continue to explain that several years back, this city made a venture to buy two pieces of property. One was for a city hall site, which was in the area of Yukon Parkway or Mustang Road in 66. And they bought that for over $2 million. And they purchased additional land for a soccer field, which is proposed soccer field and sports complex, which was at Frisco Road and Highway 66, which was on the southwest corner for over $4 million at that point in time. These notes have been carried for a number of years with interest only, and since the banks are looking at these in a number of ways, is that we're trying and have talked about selling these portions of these properties, all of the property for the city hall site, and we have considered and talked about selling a portion of the property where the sports complex would be, or in this area of the soccer fields. And to do so, means it's a non-municipal use, and it cannot be a tax-exempt property. People have to pay taxes on it. And we need to get these notes where we're paying more than just interest, but principal, and work a note like this. This is what these bonds will do, is pay off those notes so we can begin paying interest and principal.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Any other? Okay. I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Vote, please.
Russell,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarran,
Yes. Item 4A, consider approving the emergency clause of ordinance number 1349. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second?
Any further discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarran,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Item 5, consider accepting the Ranchwood Park restroom project and placing the maintenance bonds into effect as recommended by the Development Services Director. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
A motion and second. Any further discussion?
This restroom project is complete, and we've recognized the acceptance by this and put the bonds into effect.
Thank you.
And this is the restroom that's down at the Ranchwood Soccer Fields that has been in need of repair for a long time and now finally has come to fruition. So, very pleased to have that out there. Any further discussion? Vote, please.
McCarran,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Item 6, consider approving a conditional use permit to Jones Energy Incorporated to allow for the proposed drilling of 3 oil and gas wells on a site lying within the Yukon city limits of the south half of the northwest quarter of Section 13, Township 12 North, Range 6, west of the Indian Meridian, Canadian County, Oklahoma, with conditions as recommended by the Planning Commission. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, could you explain, Jim, or someone, explain to the public where exactly this is?
Call Mr. Hort, our Development Services Director.
This is actually north of 66 on Richland Road at the R&M Resources old sand pit right before you get to the river. And it's located on the east side of Richland there. So that's where it's at. If you have any other questions, the applicant's here too as well.
Okay.
How many wells will be there?
There's 3 on the one pad.
Right.
And these are horizontal.
That's correct.
Is this a direct result of the investigation that you've been doing with the scanning thing, or was this in process?
I can't speak to that, but that deal that we're talking about, CGG, that's ongoing now, and I'm not for sure if that's part of what they're doing. They'll be able to explain it if you'd like for them to.
Why not?
Okay.
Zach Allman with Jones Energy. This is not a direct result. We are not involved with that scanning.
The CGG thing?
No, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. And Mr. Hort, you don't get off the hook yet, so. I still have a question. There were some notes in there that when I went through and listened to the Planning Commission, things about the stormwater pollution plan. And my concerns is you got 2 large ponds sitting out there. Was there, is that part of this plan and everything? And
What we're asking for on the stormwater prevention plan is basically containment of any liquids or anything like that that would be spills and so forth. That is my understanding. They're going to use some of that water in the drilling process, though, if that's what you're asking.
well, yeah, anytime I see something with a lot of proximity of water nearby, then
With the diesel fuel and stuff they'd have on site, we just want to know what their plan is in case there was a potential or something or containment of that product.
so they have provided you with a containment
By the time
plan?
we're done, we'll have all the paperwork we need, if that's what you're asking, before permit is issued.
Before the permit is issued, so
That's
it has
correct.
not been issued.
This is
yet.
one of the processes.
Okay,
Mhm.
but it would not be issued until that is a complete plan.
That is correct.
And there was another thing in there I listened to about security. Do you envision any security difficulties with that site?
We do not. We're basically just letting them know and putting them on notice that they need to control their site, which they pretty well do, is my understanding. Anybody that enters the site has to basically be part of the group. If it's somebody
Is the site
outside,
going to be fenced? I guess that's my question.
no, this site won't be fenced until after production equipment is set on the site.
Okay,
This is really more for the public than us, but since it's horizontal drilling, does the city feel like that's any issue for us?
By statute, the only thing that we can regulate is health, life safety issues. We cannot regulate the horizontal, the length, or anything like that. That is something that's the Corporation Commission's purview, if you're asking me those kind of questions. So what we tried to look at is any damages to our road, any issues that we would see, like you can see in there, we want them to have a flag person there at 66 when they come off with the heavy equipment and make sure we don't have those issues. They're actually going to have a flagman at the railroad tracks too to make sure that we don't have any issues there. So we looked at the life safety issues and wanted to take those in consideration. The fencing around the site, we felt like where the proximity is, the fence would cause more harm than it would do good. So we just basically advised them and put in this permit that they're required to keep the site secured and keep people that's not part of that process off the site.
Okay,
so,
thank you.
so how are they going to do that?
That's up to them. With the fence around the site, as much stuff they're going to have in the 3 holes, staff felt it was better to have access all the way around it to be able to get on site and do anything that would be related to the well, such as emergency response, fire, ambulance, or whatever it may be. So now if we were,
I'll ask him then, how are you gonna do that?
We have an on-site gate guard 24/7 that is checking people in and out. And no one gets
So there will be an on-site person on place during the entire drilling process,
during the
okay?
completion process.
Especially since if you're not gonna have a fence,
Yes, sir.
okay?
if it was closer to the urbanized area, we definitely would require a fence, which would require the site to be a lot larger to provide the access we'd need.
You still have a lot of folks out there fishing in the North Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Are there any other questions, ladies? Okay, I have a motion and a second. Call for a vote, please.
Smystrela,
Yes?
Russell,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes. Item 7, consider approving a utility relocation agreement with the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority for any necessary rearrangement of any City of Yukon facilities currently located in a public right-of-way to include estimates, drawings, and dates at an estimated cost of $550,000 to be repaid to the OTA by June the 30th, 2019. And you want to comment on that, Jim? Just a
Yes.
short
Mr.
bit.
Mayor,
so that we,
several months back, the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority notified us that as they're extending the turnpike to the south, that they would be crossing Southwest 29th Street in that particular area, and that we have a water line that's in an easement. It was given a revocable permit because we're in the Oklahoma City right-of-way. And so we were told we would have to move our line. This kind of money, of course, is not in our budget at this time. They're going to also widen Sarah Road and also do some work on 29th Street in that area to improve those facilities. Oklahoma City will have to do some of the work, and the Turnpike Authority will do the rest. They're going to be putting a bridge across the road at that particular location. That is a 24-inch line. It's a major line that feeds the city of Yukon, our water, and this is not only from our well field, but from the booster station in Oklahoma City. This line will have to be moved in various places, but it'll go approximately 600 feet to the south, and it'll be about 2,200 feet in length. And we hopefully can get this done with very little stoppage to our water supply. And if it did, it'd be very brief, so we could, when they tie the lines in. And the Turnpike Authority agreed to go ahead and give us the money to get the work done, and we would have to reimburse them by June the 30th in 2019, and so we'll have to address that in our future budget.
thank you very much. Okay. Need a minute? Okay. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
McCarron,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Item number 8, new business. Any new business before the council?
none denied, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Item 9, council discussion. Donna?
Well, we had another huge successful check day, and I would just like to thank all those that are involved, the City of Yukon, Checks Incorporated, all the volunteers and organizations, and all those that attended. It was a great day and great weather, so. And then once again, I've said this many times, but I'd like to encourage the citizens of Yukon to come and address the council about any issues or concerns that you have. I talk to residents all the time, and I always encourage them to come and address the entire council, and so I'd just like to reiterate that tonight. Thank you.
Arlene?
Nothing.
Nothing this evening? Okay. Richard?
Hello, everybody. I would also like to thank everybody that was involved with the Check Festival we had. It was a wonderful outturn. Everybody was there, and just thank everyone that was involved and everyone that showed up. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we really had a great time at the Czech Festival. I was very pleased that we had a Czech queen from Oklahoma. She's from Prague, Oklahoma. She is the national Czech queen that came for our parade for us, and had a chance to meet her and introduce her at the festival and watching her dance with her friends, and it was pretty exceptional. It's been a long time, since 18 years, I believe, since we've had a Czech queen, and it actually has been from Oklahoma, and so I was very proud of not only having her here, but her and her folks as well. Very nice people. In the city in October, November, we, as usual, are pretty busy. This Friday, October the 20th, movie at the Coop. For those of you who like to go out, the movie will be Goosebumps. The triple threat events that are coming up on Monday, October the 23rd, Mummy and Son Masquerade at the Jackie Cooper Gym, 6 to 8 p.m., boys and their moms. They've got all kinds of things like hot dogs and games, and it's very inexpensive. I think it's $4 prior and $5 at the event. Tuesday, October the 24th, Spooky Senior Social at Dale Robertson Center, 5:30 to 7:30, refreshments, costume contents, and dancing for the seniors. Saturday, October the 28th, Spooksville, Yukon Community Center, 2 o'clock, Dog and Kids costume events, 3 to 6, carnival and magic show, and cost is $3 for children 12 years and up. And they have all kinds of games, activities, candy, and just a lot of fun. Friday, November the 3rd, 12th Annual Patriot Project, City Chisholm, Freedom Trail, and Taylor Parks, all-day community service project, 800 Southwest Community School students, teachers, parents, cleaning in our parks. And that's really pretty special, folks, to have them come out every year and certainly provide that kind of community services is something to certainly be acknowledged. So if you know somebody at Southwest Community, please say thank you. Saturday, November the 4th, Pumpkin Harvest Craft Festival. It's at the Dale Robertson Center, 10 to 3. And Friends of the Park Annual Bake Sale. And that same day, we have Friends of the Library Book Sale, 10 to 3 at the library. Proceeds benefit the Spirit League Baseball Complex improvements and the Mabel C. Fry Library projects. And with that, seeing no other business before the council this evening, we are adjourned.